Hello everyone, peace of the Lord Jesus Christ with everybody. We are continuing talking about the Satanic Verses, and we made the first video and this is the second video. We did talk about Mr. Salman Rushdie, the hero, who was the first who exposed Islam in the West, maybe in his time, but there is many who exposed Islam before that, long time before him, but he was a hero really, because in the West he was one of his time. Now let us see that Salman Rushdie, he did not make any claim, he was just reading from Muslim books. This is tafsir.com website and this is the tafsir of Al-Jalalain. You will see them in there saying that Satan cast into his recitation what is not from Quran, but which those whom he prophet had been sent would find blessing. The prophet has during assembly of the man, etc. They are saying when he was reciting or saying or whatever the surah of Surah An-Najm 53:19 to 20, the prophet he added as a result of what? Let us see result of what? Satan casting them into his tongue without the prophet being aware of it. Wow, this is really a disaster. Do you know, guys, why? Because if the prophet is not aware what he is saying, God knows how many verses Satan he did say. How we know how many and for how long Satan was casting verses and words in the mouth of Muhammad without the prophet knowing. You got the point? If the prophet he was speaking for Satan, anyone can guarantee me for how long? And to show you that he was speaking for Satan for long, I will show you the following. And by the way, before I show you, when the book of Salman Rushdie called Satanic Verses, did Salman Rushdie he did lie? Your verse, your Quran saying that. This is Quran saying Satan put Satanic Verses in the tongue of Muhammad as if it's Quran. It's not Salman Rushdie saying that. So Muslims, they send you their books, they say please read the Quran because they want to convert you, right? But if you use your brain when you are reading the Quran, they are in trouble and they get so upset from you, even they want to kill you if you ask them how Satan was able to put words in the mouth of Muhammad. How? Not only that, he is not aware of it even. Not aware, which means he is under full control of Satan. You know, like when I talk to you now, I hear myself. Is that correct? I hear what I'm saying. Even if I'm talking inside my head, I know what I'm thinking about, you know, inside my head. But Muhammad, according to the Muslims book, according to the Quran, he is not aware. And what not aware mean? It's mean he is not in control of himself at all. Because you cannot aware of what you say and what you do if you are really in control. So who was in control? Satan. So when we say your prophet is a satanic messenger, we are not making it up. This is what you say. You told us that. It's in your book. Do you see it? Satan is controlling Muhammad, full control, and he is not aware even of what he say. And guys, if somebody speak for God, we call him messenger of God, correct? Because messenger of God is someone who speak for God. Okay. If someone speak for Satan, what we call him? Messenger of Satan. And this is a verse from your Quran saying Muhammad was speaking verses from Satan. So he's what? He's messenger of Satan. And he was exposing here because everybody was wondering that this guy contradicting himself. He says something in the morning, he says something at night, he says something afternoon. You know, this cannot be a prophet. So to cover himself, he made this verse in here to say, oh, sorry guys, Satan was controlling me. And just to show you how he contradicts himself, read the following with me. I will show you now that Muhammad, he cannot be a prophet of God from his book. How? Look at this. This is Surah 15. This is the Islamic translation, not my translation again, official website of Saudi Arabia. Surah 15 verse number 39. Iblis said, O my Lord, because thou hast put me in the wrong, I will make wrong fair seeming to them on the earth, and I will put them all in the wrong. So this is Satan. He is saying, I will make everybody mistake. I will make everybody sinner. Look what Allah he said to him. Guys, listen carefully. Except, so Satan, he's saying, I will make everybody sinner, except who? Except those who they are servant among them. So Satan is saying, I can make everybody a sinner except those who worship Allah for real. Servant of who? Servant of Allah. So Satan is saying clearly, I cannot go and make those people, I have no control of them. Then what Allah he said, this is verse number 41. Allah said, this is way my sincere servant is indeed a way that leads straight to me. For my servant, listen to this, no authority shall thou have expect such as put themselves in the wrong and follow thee. Follow who? The Satan. He's talking to Iblis now. This is Satan and God, they are talking. Satan and Allah. So Allah in here is saying, Satan, you have no power over people who worship me and they are following me. Now the question, if the Quran is saying to us that Muhammad was under the control of Satan, and Satan was under the control of Muhammad was under control of Satan and he was speaking for Satan, and Allah is saying to us, no one of my servant, he's saying to Satan, you have no authority over my servants, which means no authority, that's it. You cannot do anything to them, you cannot deceive them, you cannot mislead them, you cannot put words in his mouth or any mouth of any of my servants. So the question, Muhammad is a servant of God or he's a servant of Satan? Because if he's a servant of God, he should not be able to put words in the mouth. Satan should not be able to put the words in the mouth of Muhammad, because Allah is saying you cannot do any wrong with them. Do you see it? And he's saying, and the one who follow you, he is from the sinners. So you have no control over my servant, the good servant of mine. So Muhammad, he cannot be a good servant from God, because if he was, Satan should not be able to put words in the mouth of Muhammad. And this is again Surah 15. You can read it from 39 all the way to 42, and you will see he's talking to Satan. Allah is talking to Satan, and even Satan himself is saying, I cannot have control over the sincere servant of you. He have no power over the sincere servant. So how Satan was able to have power over Muhammad if he was a sincere? This is a contradiction to the Quran. And this is a proof that the Quran cannot be from God, because if Muhammad was a sincere man, Quran proving that the one who is sincere to Allah should not the Satan be able to control him. This is one of two cases then. Either the Quran is garbage book, contradict itself, or Muhammad was not sincere, because Satan and Allah, both of them saying, Satan saying, I have no control over those who follow you, and Allah saying, you have no control over the one who follow me. You have control only over the one whom is guided, which means not the Muslims. And he threatened them to go to hell. If we go to Ibn Kathir explanation, this is Surah 22 verse 52, official government website of Saudi Arabia, you will see that the Prophet not only he got words as Quran from Satan, no, he did bow down to the three daughters of the moon god. And he said to the Muslims, and he said to everybody around him, it's a must for all of us to appraise the three daughters of the moon god, Manat, Wallat, Wal-Udda, the third one. And then the infidel says, wow, this is great, he's appraising our lords. And he bowed down. He bowed down to who? To the Lat wal Uzza, because he is mentioning their names. And they bow down with him. Who? The pagans. Pagans will not bow down to any god except their God. So Muhammad, he bowed down to their God, and they bow down with him to the three daughters of the moon god. So Muhammad not only was controlled by putting words in his tongue, he was controlled physically, because bowing down to the three daughters of the moon god, proving to us that he was controlled, full control, tongue and physic control. And to show you more about the physic control, let us go more and see. This is Sahih al-Bukhari, The Prophet used to imagine himself having sex with his wives, but he never did. And we showed you the hadith before. The Prophet used to imagine himself doing things, but he never did. So the man, he was living in a full illusion, full control of Satan. And this is proven to us that he cannot be a prophet of God, because Satan, he said, I have no control over the good followers of you, Allah. And Allah, he said, you have no control over my followers, you Satan. So Muhammad, he cannot be a follower of a real God, because if this is true, the Quran is a true book, he should not be able, the Satan should not be able to control Muhammad full control. This is why we say Islam is false, I cannot be from God. If you have more questions, please let me know. Jesus is Lord, Islam is false. Ameen.